What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dan Sullivan, Truth Be Told by Daniel Sullivan. Like and subscribe if you would like. If anything I say, reaches you and you can feel anything I'm saying, please like and subscribe because it helps me to continue to do this. Whether you do or not, I'm going to continue to do it anyways. Sorry about the video on this one. I'm going to just record the rain on the windshield here and just talk about a couple things, if that's cool with everybody. First, I want to say, all of my recordings, I want to say that I'm not going to lie, I thought about deleting my recordings and taking my channel down because I realized the craziness in most of my videos, like I'm all over the place here and all over the place there. And then I realized that, I keep saying I'm doing this, putting my struggles out publicly so that it can help others maybe with their own struggles. So I decided against taking them down. You know what I mean? Like, I know that they're crazy and wild sometimes, and sometimes I can be all over the place. But everything I say is 100% me and how I feel when I say it. So please know that, and please know that I think we all have. We all go through shit, right? Like, so I'm putting mine out there publicly, kind of making an ass of myself probably, but it's all good, man. Like, cause I have a feeling that maybe might be one person that watches these videos that it can help. Do you know what I mean? And that's really the reason I'm doing this, I mean, that's not the only reason. Like, don't get me wrong. I like attention, obviously, but I'm doing this, for myself as much as I am for everyone else. Like, this is my healing process, and this is how I'm going about doing it. So whatever works for each of us, I highly encourage. I mean, I know for a fact that it takes a lot of courage for me to go through this stuff on video. This isn't easy. My life isn't easy. Of course, no one's is, but these struggles I've gone through these last couple of weeks are real, man. This is all real. None of this is staged. None of this is anything except for 100% authentic, genuine me. And I said from the beginning that my whole thing with this channel was going to be just a man and his phone, the video camera on his phone. I have no special equipment. I've been traveling in my car with no money and no gas and trying to do this whole journey. And I realize now that, I was expecting an end to the journey, but I realize now that there's never, the end is when we die, right? Like, the journey is what it's all about. And I realize that, I've come to an important part of my journey right now. And I realize that what I've been searching for has been inside of me the whole entire time. And, I'm sure I've said it a few times, but I'm always constantly looking outward to fix the inner things, But I noticed that lately I'm catching myself with these things, so I'm making progress. So that's huge for me. So I am making progress. And again, if I have to look like an ass in public with, so far, like, my biggest video only has like 100 and something views, which is actually a ton. So I don't know why I'm complaining. That's a lot for somebody who doesn't know anything what they're doing. But so I know there's not a lot of people watching, but I'm sure that the things that I'm going through, at least one or two people have to understand and feel. And if I can help y'all go through it by putting my shit out here publicly, then I'm for it, man. I'm all about it. I get embarrassed a little bit about some things, but you know what? And then I sit back and I think about it, and I realize there's no reason to get embarrassed because we're all human beings, and we all probably go through the same shit. And I'm just being courageous enough to put it out there, on video. So. Here I am. This is me. And, looking back through some videos, I definitely see progress, man. I see I'm not as erratic as I once was. In the beginning I was fucking crazy all over the place, and So I've slowed myself down some, and I noticed that when I start to feel agitated and frustrated, that I have to sit down for a minute and just stop and take a breath, and I read a little bit. I'm reading this book right now. I'm gonna put it out there. You guys know me. I say whoever, whenever on here. So if it gets flagged, it gets flagged. But I'm reading a book called Lighter by Yung Pueblo, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It has helped me tremendously. I feel like he wrote the book for me. I feel like it was me writing the book. Like, no shit. The guy's very wise. So I highly recommend anybody going through some shit and trying to find your way. Like, I highly recommend that book. Again, it's called Lighter by Yung Pueblo. But it relates to, I relate to a lot of things in the book, like, this is a process. Healing is a process. Like, for me, it's been 45 years of all this turmoil inside of me and never addressing any of it, literally. Like, so I have 45 years of built up shit in me, and I've never dealt with any of it, and I'm trying to deal with all of it now, all at once, all at the same time, and it's been rough, man. I'm not gonna lie, but that's just the way I do shit. I can't half-ass anything, I spent a long time and a lot of energy chasing all the wrong things, and I refuse to chase after this with any less gusto, I'll tell you that much. I'm going after this harder than I've ever gone after anything in my life, because I truly, deeply want change in my life, and I think that's what it's all about, how bad do we really want it? I know for me, I want it more than anything in the world, man, and I think y'all can see that, hopefully, by watching some of these videos. And if you haven't watched them, go back and watch them, man. Get me them viewer hours up, because I need them. Hopefully, maybe one day I'll get this thing monetized and I'll get paid to make some videos. And then I can, once I start getting paid, then maybe then I'll get some equipment and, start doing something a little different. But maybe not, because I think what I like about the way I'm doing this, let me explain. So what I like about the way I'm doing this is anyone can do this the way I'm doing it, right? Like, I literally am coming from nothing and starting from nothing, right? Like, I was a drug addict for 23 years. I mean, longer than that, really. I was a heroin addict for 23 years, off and on. More on than off. Sticking needles in my arms. And I lived on the streets for 7 years. I left my children, whom I love very, very much. But my own inner demons took me away from them, And I'm deeply sorry for that. I regret that more than anything in the world. I could never explain to anyone if how much that still hurts me to this day. I love my children, and I would like them to know, if either of them watch this video, I would like you both to know that when I separated myself from each of you, I did so thinking that was the best course of action, not because I wanted to. I promise you, it was the hardest thing in my life, was to separate myself from you guys. I love you two very much, very, very much, and I hope you see that your dad is trying. I want you to see that I didn't leave you for nothing, okay? I left you so I could get better. That's what I'm trying to do, so that one day I can be back in your life. And I hope one day I can explain that to you so you understand. Love you guys very much. Yeah. Anyways, so these are my struggles, y'all. This is real. This is my real life. This is what I'm going through. And but for once in my life, I'm starting to see a clear path. You know what I mean? Like, things are actually starting to look clear for me when I focus on them and I do the things that I need to do to attain those goals. I think it's very important, at least for me, it's very important that I set short-term attainable goals, because I'm a type of person, especially being an addict, that I want shit now. Like, I need things right away, or else I don't feel like I'm getting anything done, and I want to quit and go on to something else. So it's very important for myself that I set these short goals, like, and attainable, you know, like nothing crazy. You don't want to let yourself down, because this is not an easy path, right? I'm coming from, like I said, 45 years of hurt and pain and, you know, self-imposed misery, like all these deep attachments that I have from my life that I'm trying to now release. And it's difficult. It's difficult every day. So I have to remember that I'm doing that as well as trying to move forward in my life, like with actual part of life. So I'm actually pretty proud, man, that I'm come as far as I have, because I know I've come a long, long way, because the inside of me feels a million times different than my first video. You know, my first couple of videos, I know I was all crazy excited and crazy happy, and it's what they call that pink cloud, you know, because you get all this shit. I got all this drugs out of me, you know, and I was finally feeling clear for once, and but I wasn't focusing, and I wasn't being realistic, and I wasn't living in the real world, you know. But I am now, and in this real world, I'm doing a pretty fucking good job right now. I have to say, I'm pretty proud of myself, and I have a lot of people in my family that might not understand, but then again, maybe they do understand, you know. All I know is I have to do this for me, and if I want to be a father to my kids ever, I have to do this and continue doing this every day for the rest of my life, you know, because life is here, right? I have to meet life on life's terms. I don't get to, you know, just snap my fingers and make things happen. It doesn't work like that. But I'm learning that every day. I'm learning more about myself, and I'm learning more on how Daniel moves in this world, you know. And I'm starting to see the whole picture a lot clearer. Before, I could only see one thing at a time, you know what I mean? Like, I saw one thing and I would shoot in that direction, and I would forget about everything else, you know? And then I would say, oh, well, I forgot about this, and then I would look at that thing, and then I would shoot in that direction and forget about the thing I just did for however long or whatever. And that's where I'm getting better today. Like, that's where I see the future brighter in myself. Is I'm recognizing now to look at the whole picture and address each situation as it comes, and also, you know, take time for myself and reflect on, you know, I think it's important, at least for me, it's important to reflect on the good things that I've done, you know, today and the last couple days and the last week, because that gives me the energy and the want, you know, that drive to want to keep doing this. You know, I have to sit back and tell myself that I'm doing good, you know, recognize the good that I'm doing when I do it, and also recognize the bad that I do when I do it, and catch myself, which like I said, I'm getting much better at. So these are all things that I was just thinking about as I'm sitting here in the rain, because I was getting all aggravated and tense, and I realized that I'm getting that way because I'm not taking any time for me. I'm still trying to just drive forward, and what's next, and not stopping and enjoying it and reflecting on how far I've come, you know, because I've come a long way, both physically and mentally and emotionally. I've come a long, long way. So, anyways, that's about all I've got for right now. I hope this reaches somebody that needs to hear it when they need to hear it, you know, because struggle's real, man. The struggle is fucking real. There's no doubt about that. Good luck to y'all, man. I love you. I love all of you. You know, to my people, I love you. You guys so much. You have no idea. how much love I have for everyone. If I don't know you, hopefully one day I will. Yeah. Again, like and subscribe, man. Truth Be Told by Daniel Sullivan. I also do shorts called, it's still on the same channel, but, Secrets of Life. But one thing I can promise you is you're always going to get 100% me, man. That's all I can be. All right, y'all. Peace and love. Love yourselves and love each other, man.